Whites Army, brace yourselves for the transfer storm that's about to hit Elland Road. What's happening, you beautiful Whites? The transfer window is absolutely mental right now, and I've got 3 massive stories that are going to blow your minds. We're talking about a goalkeeper situation that's got Chelsea in complete chaos, a midfielder who's nutmegging England players and costing us serious cash, and a left-back battle that could make or break our season. You know what? Before we dive into this madness, smash that like button if you're ready for some proper Leeds United transfer drama, hit subscribe if you bleed white, and let me know in the comments which position you think we need to strengthen most this summer. Right, let's get into it, because what I'm about to tell you involves a keeper who's telling his manager where to stick it, a young captain who's got half the Premier League chasing him, and a Spanish sensation that everyone wants but might slip through our fingers. The first story alone is going to have you questioning everything you thought you knew about modern football, but when you hear what's happening with our midfield target, mate, you're going to lose your absolute mind. And don't even get me started on the left-back situation, because it's about to get very interesting. Are you ready to find out which Chelsea keeper is causing absolute mayhem and could be the answer to our prayers? The Chelsea keeper who's telling his boss to stuff it, and we could be the winners. Right, Whites, here's where it gets absolutely bonkers. Đorđe Petrović. Remember that name, because this Serbian shot stopper is causing absolute chaos at Stamford Bridge, and we might just be the club to benefit from Chelsea's complete mess. Picture this. Petrović goes to his manager Enzo Maresca and basically says, "Listen mate, I'll only go to your Club World Cup if I'm your #1 goalkeeper." And what does Maresca do? He tells him to get stuffed. Now Chelsea have stuck Petrović at the top of their sales list, and we're circling like vultures. This lad was player of the season at Strasbourg, kept 10 clean sheets in 32 games, and stands 6 foot 4 inches of pure commanding presence. Everything that Meslier wasn't for us. While our French keeper was flapping at crosses like a headless chicken, Petrović was bossing penalty areas in League One. And here's the beautiful irony, Chelsea's loss could be our massive gain. They're so desperate to get rid of him that we could land a proper Premier League quality keeper who's got a point to prove. Imagine that hunger, that desire to show Chelsea they made a massive mistake. The only problem, they want 26 million for him, and with Jacob Bijol already costing us 19 million pounds, Daniel Farke is going to have to dig deep into those 49ers pockets. But think about it, we could have our #1 sorted for the next 5 years. This isn't just a signing, it's an investment in our future. What's got me even more excited is how toxic his situation has become at Chelsea. When a player's relationship with his club breaks down this badly, they usually come to their new team with fire in their belly. Remember how Karl Darlow stepped up when we needed him most? Imagine that same energy, but from a keeper who's desperate to prove he belongs at the highest level. The lad's got international experience with Serbia, he's proven he can handle pressure in big leagues, and most importantly, he's commanding in the box. No more heart attacks every time a cross comes in. No more wondering if our keeper's going to cost us points. This could be the signing that transforms our entire defensive setup. But here's the thing that's got me absolutely buzzing. What if this goalkeeper situation is just the beginning of our summer spending spree? The £25 million midfielder who's got every big club drooling, and that brings me perfectly to our next absolute bombshell. We've just had our 21 million bid rejected for Strasbourg captain Habib Diarra. But here's the kicker, they'll take £25 million and he's ours. This 21-year-old Senegal international isn't just any midfielder, he's the lad who nutmegged Dean Henderson and scored against England just 24 hours after we made our first bid. Talk about perfect timing, the kid's got ice in his veins and the whole of Europe has taken notice. Liam Rosenior called him magnificent when he made him captain, and you know what? When a manager of Rosenier's caliber is throwing around words like that, you sit up and take notice. This isn't just another young prospect, this is a leader, a game changer, a player who could transform our midfield for the next decade. But here's where it gets properly scary for us Whites. Everton, Brighton, Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa, and even Frankfurt are all sniffing around. We might be leading the race by actually putting in a bid, but this could get messy fast. The club's being cautious about that extra £4 million, but I'm telling you right now, if we lose this lad because we're penny pinching over £4 million when he could be our midfield general for the next 10 years, we'll regret it forever. What makes this even more frustrating is that we know we need midfield reinforcements. Ao Tanaka, Ilya Gruev, and Ethan Ampadu are solid, but we need that extra spark, that creative genius who can unlock defenses and drive us forward. Diarra isn't just a midfielder, he's a leader who captains his team at 21, and the timing couldn't be more perfect. With Lucas and Mecha already signed and our striker situation looking healthier, we can focus on building that midfield spine that will serve us for years. But every day we hesitate is another day for our rivals to swoop in and steal our man. The Senegal connection is massive too. Imagine the marketing opportunities, the global fan base expansion, and most importantly, the quality he'd bring to Elland Road. This lad isn't just talented, he's got that X factor that separates good players from great ones. And speaking of regrets, you're not going to believe what's happening with our left back situation. The Spanish sensation we're battling Feyenoord for, and we might lose. Right, this is where it gets absolutely crucial for our season. With Junior Firpo confirmed as gone to Real Betis, we're left with potentially 0 proper left backs, and the man we want to fix it is Hugo Bueno. But Feyenoord are trying to steal him from under our noses. This 22-year-old Spanish left back has been on our radar all season. He's currently tearing it up with Mateo Joseph at the U21 Euros, and he grabbed 3 assists in 20 Eredivisie games while on loan. But here's the nightmare scenario. Feyenoord are the favourites to sign him permanently. The Dutch experts are backing Feyenoord to win this race, and you know what that means? We could be left scrambling for alternatives while our European rivals get the player we've been tracking for months. This is exactly the kind of transfer battle that could define our entire season. Wolves hold all the cards here, and with Rayan Ait-Nouri leaving for Man City, they might not even want to sell. We could be fighting a battle we can't win. And that terrifies me because we absolutely cannot go into next season with Sam Byram as our only left-back option. Daniel Fark has done his homework on this lad. The fact we've been linked for so long tells you everything you need to know about how much the gaffer rates him. But wanting a player and getting a player are 2 completely different things. What's making this situation even more desperate is our complete lack of depth at left-back. Byram's been offered a new contract but hasn't signed it yet. What if he decides to leave too? We could be starting the season with academy players or makeshift solutions, and that's absolutely terrifying for a club with our ambitions. The connection with Mateo Joseph at the U21 Euros shows this lad's got the mentality to play at the highest level. 3 assists in 20 games might not sound earth-shattering, but in a defensive role, that's actually impressive output. Plus, he's been learning his trade in one of Europe's most tactical leagues. But here's what's really got me worried. Martin Krabbendam and other Dutch experts are convinced Feyenoord will get their man. They've got European football to offer, they know him from his loan spell, and they might just have that edge over us. If we lose this battle, it could set the tone for a very disappointing summer. The worst part? We've been tracking him for so long that losing him now would be a massive blow to our transfer strategy. It would show other targets that we can't get deals over the line when it matters most. So here's my question for you, Whites Army. Are we being too cautious in the transfer market? Should we be throwing everything at Petrovic, Diarra and Bueno to make sure we get our targets? Or are we right to be measured with our spending? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, give this video a massive thumbs up if you want to see us splash the cash this summer, and make sure you're subscribed with notifications on because this transfer window is going to be absolutely mental. What do you think? Should we pay the extra 4 million for Diarra and fight tooth and nail for Bueno, or are we walking into another summer of transfer disappointment? Marching on together.